What if the secret to lifelong peace, clarity, and happiness wasn't found in money, fame, or success, but in the first 30 minutes after you open your eyes? Peaceful elders know something we don't. How we wake up shapes how we live. And in their calm, deliberate mornings, they've quietly mastered the art of inner peace. Let's step into their world and learn the first sacred habit that makes all the difference. Sunrise Over Mountains Introduction. Why mornings matter so much. There's something sacred about the early morning. The hush before the world wakes up, the golden light through the window, the feeling that time is standing still. For peaceful elders, this time isn't rushed. It's a gift. While many people scramble for their phones, scroll through social media, or jump into a chaotic routine, the elders we admire do something entirely different. They wake with intention. You see, peace isn't something they find in the world. It's something they build, starting with their very first thoughts of the day. They don't just wake up. They rise with purpose. And that leads us to their first powerful habit. Seedling habit number 1. Waking up slowly, gratefully, and with awareness. For the peaceful elder, waking up is not just a physical act, it's a spiritual one. It begins before they even leave the bed. They open their eyes slowly. They take a few deep breaths. They feel the weight of the blanket, the comfort of being alive, the quiet miracle of another day. This small, conscious act sets the tone for everything that follows. Instead of grabbing their phone or rushing to the bathroom, they pause. They express gratitude, sometimes silently, sometimes in whispered words. Thank you for this new day. Thank you for my breath. Thank you for another chance to love, to learn, to live. This is not performative. It's sincere. It's the first act of honoring the gift of life, something that only comes with age and reflection. Person in lotus position, the power of stillness. Elders who embody peace understand something most people don't. The energy you carry in your first few moments will ripple through your entire day. That's why they don't rush. Stillness is their superpower. They lie still. Sometimes they meditate or simply listen to the birds. They might recall a dream, set a soft intention, or just let their mind breathe without demands. There's no need to achieve anything. The goal is to arrive in the day with clarity and calm. This simple ritual, of not hurrying, is a quiet rebellion against the noise of the modern world. And it works. It centers the mind and slows the heart. It invites grace. Candle, no technology, just presence. One of the most defining aspects of this habit is the absence of screens. Peaceful elders understand that if you allow a glowing screen to invade your mind before your soul has even spoken, you've already lost the battle for peace that day. No emails. No headlines. No messages. Just presence. This is a time for the self, for quiet communion with the inner voice. Some elders may even keep their phones out of the bedroom entirely, choosing instead to be greeted by sunlight, fresh air, or the scent of their morning tea. This boundary is not restrictive, it's protective. It shields their spirit from noise and drama before the day has even begun. Compass, intentional thoughts. Setting the mental compass. Peaceful elders often carry a quiet discipline. They think about how they want to be before they think about what they need to do. This might take the form of a morning affirmation. Today I choose calm over chaos. I will respond, not react. I will live this day slowly and see the beauty in small things. These affirmations are not cliches to them. They are anchors. With age, they've learned the mind can either be a wild beast or a wise guide, and the morning is the best time to decide which one leads. Prayer beads, a small, sacred practice. Many peaceful elders begin their day with a tiny but powerful ritual. Might be lighting a candle and sitting in silence for 5 minutes. Reading a single line of poetry or scripture. Holding a cherished object, a rosary, a stone, a photo, and offering a small prayer. Sipping warm tea slowly without distractions. These rituals are deeply personal. They don't need to be complex. In fact, the simpler, the better. What matters is presence. What matters is that these acts are done with heart. This creates a sacred bubble, 10 to 15 minutes where the elder is in full control of their inner world. And over the years, this small window becomes their strongest source of peace. Bed, the physical act of rising. Even the way they get out of bed is intentional. Instead of flinging themselves up with haste, they rise gently, feeling their body, their breath, their balance. This reduces injury, yes, but it also honors the vessel they live in. They might stretch their arms to the ceiling, rotate their neck, roll their shoulders, feel the soles of their feet on the floor before standing. This isn't laziness, it's reverence. Where younger generations rush into the day as if late for life, peaceful elders enter the day as if arriving at a sacred temple. Sun behind small cloud, the emotional benefit of this habit. Why does this slow, intentional waking matter so much? Because it grounds the elder in now. In a world that constantly pulls our minds to worry about the future or dwell on the past, the peaceful elder trains their spirit to rest in the moment. This first habit lowers stress, improves focus, enhances emotional regulation, builds resilience. They aren't just being slow. They are being wise. Older adult medium skin tone wisdom from the elders. If you asked one of these elders what they've learned about mornings over a lifetime, they might smile gently and say, "How you wake is how you live. And how you live becomes your legacy." They don't control the world, but they control how they meet it. Every single morning. While the world rushes to the gym, chases quick workouts, or skips movement altogether, there's a quieter way, one practiced by peaceful elders for decades. It's not about burning calories. It's not about building muscle. It's about honoring the body through mindful, sacred movement. This is the second habit of the peaceful elder, and it just might change how you move through life. Herb introduction. Movement as medicine. To the peaceful elder, movement isn't a chore, it's a ritual. Where others see exercise as something to squeeze in or force through, the elder sees it as a form of communication with the body, a way to say, "I'm still here. I'm still strong. I'm still grateful." They move not to look good but to feel alive. They move to remember their vitality, even as the years pass. They move not with aggression, but with reverence. Sun a morning body that wakes gently. After waking with intention, as explored in Part 1, the elder begins to awaken the body, not suddenly but gradually. They do not leap into push-ups or run out the door. Instead, they begin with small, conscious gestures. A deep breath with arms rising overhead. Slow shoulder circles. Gentle neck rolls, eyes closed. Stretching fingers, toes, hips, knees. This is not just physical. It's emotional. It's a reminder. This body has carried me through joy, sorrow, love, loss, and everything in between. It deserves kindness. Person in lotus position, forms of movement that peaceful elders embrace. Stretching and mobility work. Many elders begin their day with a stretching routine, often passed down through tradition or personal discovery. It may resemble yoga, tai chi, or simply intuitive movements that open the joints and lengthen the spine. They stretch not to perform, but to listen. To hear what the body needs today. Walking in silence. A slow morning walk, on a garden path, through a courtyard, or even indoors, is one of the most common and cherished elder habits. Often done in silence, this walk becomes a time of reflection, grounding, and mental clarity. Each step is a meditation. I am here. I am breathing. I'm okay. Breath-body synchronization. Peaceful elders often combine breath with motion. Inhale, raise arms. Exhale, fold gently forward. Inhale, open chest. Exhale, release tension. This breath-body unity becomes a dance, one of slowness, strength, and serenity. Cherry blossom. Why peaceful elders don't rush exercise. In youth, movement is often about goals. Lose weight, look fit, hit a number. In peace-filled age, movement becomes a gift, a chance to feel, not just achieve. Peaceful elders do not chase intensity. They prioritize consistency over effort, grace over speed, function over aesthetics. They are not in a race. They are in a relationship, with their body, with the moment, and with their breath. Sunrise environment. Creating a space for movement. Most peaceful elders have a dedicated spot where they move, no matter how small. Might be a sunny corner of their bedroom, a quiet spot near a window, a patio with morning breeze, a patch of earth beneath their feet. This physical space holds emotional energy. It's where they return to themselves every morning. Sometimes they lay out a mat or rug. Sometimes they light a candle or open a window. But the message is the same. This space is sacred. This time is mine. Brain movement for the mind. The benefits of gentle morning movement are profound, not just physically but mentally. It clears fog. Movement stimulates circulation and wakes up the brain. It boosts mood. Gentle movement releases endorphins and reduces cortisol. It brings clarity. As the body moves, so does stagnant thought and emotion. Peaceful elders often say they think better after moving. They breathe deeper. They feel more grounded. It's as if their mind joins their body in harmony, and that's where peace is found. Waterway flow, not force. What sets peaceful elders apart is that their movement is not forced. They listen first. If something aches, they adjust. If they feel tired, they slow down. If energy is high, they flow with it, but gently. This responsiveness builds trust between the elder and their body. Over time, the body becomes not just a vessel, but a wise companion. Older adult medium skin tone wisdom shared from the elders. Ask a peaceful elder why they still move every morning and you might hear. Because every day I can move is a day worth celebrating. Because my joints feel stiff if I don't, but alive if I do. Because it reminds me that I'm still here. Still capable. Still blessed. For them, movement is a silent anthem. I honor my body. I greet the day. I remain in flow. Repeat button simple practices you can start tomorrow. Want to try the second habit for yourself? Here's a gentle blueprint inspired by the elders. Begin with breath, 1 to 2 minutes. Sit upright. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Repeat 3 times. Neck and shoulder rolls, 2 to 3 minutes. Gently roll your neck in both directions. Shrug and release your shoulders. Feel tension melt. Spine awakening, 3 to 5 minutes. Try seated twists, forward folds, or cat-cow motions. Breathe with each movement. Mindful standing, 2 minutes. Stand tall. Feel your feet on the ground. Raise your arms overhead. Reach, stretch, smile. Gratitude movement, 1 minute. Place your hand on your heart. Bow slightly. Whisper thanks for your body, for this morning, for this breath. No rush. No judgment. Just presence. Most people eat their breakfast while staring at a screen, rushing out the door, or barely tasting a bite. But peaceful elders? They turn their morning nourishment into a quiet ritual of mindfulness, gratitude, and healing. To them, food is not just fuel, it's a spiritual act. And this third habit holds more power than most people realize. Bowl with spoon introduction. Eating with the soul, not just the stomach. In youth, food is often about convenience. In middle age, it becomes about health. But in the peaceful years of elderhood, food becomes something deeper, a way of caring for the self. Peaceful elders don't rush breakfast. They don't mindlessly gulp coffee or devour pastries while scrolling the news. They take their time. They sit down. They bless the food. And above all, they eat with presence. This third habit, mindful nourishment, is not about dieting or trends. It's about restoring a sacred connection to food, to the body, and to life itself. Spoon the ritual begins, preparing food with intention. For many peaceful elders, the act of preparing breakfast is just as important as eating it. They don't throw things together. They select, wash, cut, and cook with care. Even the simplest breakfast, a bowl of fruit, a piece of toast, a cup of tea, is treated with gentleness. As they prepare food, they listen to the sounds of the kitchen. Feel the textures in their hands. Smell the aromas that rise from the pan or pot. Notice the colors and freshness of the ingredients. They are fully here, not distracted, not stressed, but immersed. This quiet attention transforms food from a task into a moment of meditation. Teacup without handle, no multitasking, only presence. One thing that defines the peaceful elder's morning nourishment is this: they eat without distractions. No TV, no phone, no newspaper. Just the sound of the spoon, the sip of the drink, the hum of morning. To the elder, eating is a ceremony. Each bite is appreciated. They chew slowly. They notice taste and texture. They pause between bites. And they listen, to their body, to their breath, to the world outside. In this space, eating becomes an act of love, not a means of survival. Honeypot, what they eat matters, but how they eat matters more. Peaceful elders tend to favor simple, whole foods. You'll often find warm oatmeal with fruit and seeds, herbal teas or warm lemon water, fresh bread with honey or butter, steamed vegetables or rice, nuts, dates or yogurt. But what's more powerful than what they eat is how they eat. They treat food with respect. They know it came from the earth, through hands and labor to reach their plate. They don't waste. They don't overindulge. They don't numb emotions with food. Instead, they view every meal, especially breakfast, as a reminder that life continues, that the body still works, and that grace is still present. Folded hands, a moment of thanks. Before taking the first bite, many elders pause. Some close their eyes. Others speak softly or whisper in their hearts. Thank you for this food. Thank you to the earth, the farmer, the cook. Thank you for another day to be nourished. This moment isn't religious for everyone, it's reverent. It's about connecting with the unseen web of effort, nature, and care that brought food to their hands. In a world that rushes and consumes, this quiet gratitude sets them apart. Herb eating is healing. Over the years, peaceful elders often come to understand something profound. Food is not just physical. It's emotional. It's spiritual. It's energetic. That's why they avoid heavy, processed meals that dull the body and cloud the mind. They choose foods that calm the stomach, Bring steady energy. Nourish the heart. Respect the body's changing needs. They don't follow fads. They follow wisdom. And that wisdom tells them, less is more and simplicity brings peace. Person in lotus position, the emotional impact of mindful eating. What happens when you eat like a peaceful elder? You feel more grounded. Your digestion improves. You stop craving unhealthy things. You feel full, not just in your stomach but in your spirit. The elder's peace doesn't come from the food itself. It comes from how the food is received. They don't eat to numb pain. They don't eat to escape. They eat to honor life and the vessel that carries it. Couch and lamp, creating a sacred eating space. Many elders have a dedicated space for their morning meal. A corner near a sunlit window. A small table with a plant or candle. A patio with morning air and bird song. This is not about luxury. It's about intention. Even if it's just a tray with a cup and bowl, it's arranged with care. It signals to the mind, this is your time. This is sacred. Be here. Over the years, this little space becomes a sanctuary of stillness and reflection. Older adult medium skin tone words from the elders. Ask a peaceful elder why they care so much about how they eat and they'll tell you. Food kept me alive. It deserves my thanks. I've learned to slow down and food taught me that. When I eat in silence, I hear myself more clearly. Their meal isn't rushed. It's not thrown together. It's received like a gift, like a prayer. Repeat button how you can begin this habit tomorrow. Want to eat like a peaceful elder tomorrow morning? Try this simple ritual. Prepare with presence. As you make your tea or food, focus only on the task. No noise. No screens. Just your hands and your breath. Create a clean space. Wipe the table. Light a candle. Open a curtain. Make it feel intentional. Pause before you eat. Take a breath. Say thank you. Smile. Eat slowly. Put your spoon down between bites. Chew with awareness. Notice taste, texture, and gratitude. Sit for a moment after. Don't rush away. Sit. Digest. Reflect. You don't need a big meal. You just need a peaceful heart. Before the world intrudes, before the noise creeps in, there is a sacred space. Quiet, still, and full of meaning. It's in this space that peaceful elders find their deepest strength. Not in what they do, but in who they are when no one's watching. This is the final and perhaps most profound habit. Time alone with the soul. Not just meditation. Not just journaling. But honest, quiet presence with the self. Let's step into the stillness and discover what the elders have always known. Dove Introduction, the forgotten power of solitude. Most people fear being alone with their thoughts. They fill every gap with noise, music, scrolling, conversations, distractions. But peaceful elders are different. They have made peace with solitude. In fact, they seek it out every morning, not because they're lonely but because they're deeply connected to themselves. To them, solitude is not empty. It's rich, sacred, revealing. It's where the noise fades and truth speaks. And that's why this final habit, time alone with the soul, is the quiet engine behind their peace. Crystal ball what this time looks like. This sacred window of the morning varies from person to person, but its essence remains the same, to be still and to listen inward. Peaceful elders may sit in silent meditation, read a few lines of spiritual or philosophical wisdom, write in a journal, gaze out the window and watch the morning unfold, reflect on dreams, memories, or the meaning of the day ahead. There's no rigid format, no rules, just presence, just openness, just soul time. Open book journaling, conversations with the inner self. For many elders, writing is a portal to clarity. Each morning they sit with pen and paper, not to create something brilliant but to uncover something true. They might write what they feel, what they fear, what they hope for, what they've learned. Often it's just a page or two, but it's honest, raw, grounding. Over the years, these pages become a map of the inner life, a sacred record of how they have evolved, softened, grieved, healed, and grown. Person in lotus position meditation, the art of deep listening. While some elders prefer writing, others simply sit in silence. No music, no mantra, just breath, stillness, presence. They aren't trying to clear the mind. They are letting thoughts rise and gently pass. They observe without judgment. They breathe deeply. They stay present. This simple act, done for even 10 minutes, builds immense resilience. It creates a space between stimulus and response. It sharpens awareness. It deepens compassion. And with consistent practice, it becomes a lifelong companion. Books, sacred reading, nourishment for the spirit. Another form of soul time practiced by peaceful elders is spiritual reading. Not long texts or study material, but short, powerful words that stir the heart. Examples include ancient poetry, wisdom from scriptures or spiritual masters, reflections from philosophers or sages, nature writings or prayers. They don't rush through these passages. They receive them, sometimes reading the same paragraph for days. It's not about information. It's about transformation. Sunrise over mountains. The purpose of this habit. Aligning before engaging. Why do elders spend this time alone every morning? Because before they engage with the world, its tasks, people, and problems, they first engage with themselves. They align their thoughts. They calm their emotions. They return to what matters. This habit creates a buffer between the self and the storm. It allows them to start the day with clarity, respond instead of react, lead with intention, not impulse, remain rooted in peace no matter what comes. It is the soil in which all other habits grow. Counterclockwise arrows. Button reflection practices that ground the elder. Some elders follow quiet rituals during their morning soul time. Lighting a small candle to signify awakening. Whispering words of guidance or surrender. Guide me today. Let me walk in truth. Keep me soft no matter how the world feels. Repeating a daily mantra or intention. Holding a sacred object, a stone, a rosary, a charm from a loved one. These gestures, though small, carry immense symbolic power. They turn the ordinary into the sacred. Older adult. Medium skin tone. Wisdom from the elders. Ask a peaceful elder what they've learned from decades of morning solitude, and you might hear, "It's where I hear my truest self. In the silence I find answers. Even when the world is loud, I know how to return to the quiet inside me." They've come to understand. If you don't tend to your soul, the world will shape it for you. And peace built from within is the only kind that lasts. Cyclone. What this final habit teaches us. This habit, the practice of being with yourself each morning, is a quiet rebellion. In a world obsessed with output, the peaceful elder values inner stillness. In a society driven by urgency, they choose depth. In a time of endless noise, they return to the soul. This time alone isn't selfish. It's essential. Because the more you know yourself, the less the world can disturb your peace. Sparkles. How you can begin this habit tomorrow. You don't need a mountaintop or monastery. You just need a few moments. And a willingness to be honest with yourself. Try this. Set a timer, 5 to 10 minutes. Sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Observe, don't chase thoughts. Write one honest page. Start with, "This is how I feel today." Don't censor. Don't edit. Just release. Read one line of wisdom. A favorite quote, prayer, or poem. Let it soak in. Carry it with you. Close with a blessing. Place a hand on your heart. Whisper something gentle. I am here. I am enough. Let today be peaceful. This is how peace begins, not out there but in here.